is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going to check out the video. What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick video. We're going to talk about Golden State, a team that I personally had as a 6th seed in the Western Conference to make the playoffs. I really did believe that the combination of Draymond and some role players with Steph and D'Lo and Steve Kerr, a guy that has made a lot of players look better than they actually are because he had the stars to make their job easier, and he had the stars to really, control and teach and really show players how to win. And also, he has won championships as a player and as a coach. So I thought that it would be a learning experience. I thought that at the end of the day, they was going to struggle. That's why I didn't have them as a top 5 seed in the Western Conference. I just felt like they'd figure it out, they'd stay close, and then they'd win enough games in the end to basically make it to the playoffs, and they wasn't going to have home court advantage. I didn't really pick Steph Curry to be the scoring champion. I did not pick Steph Curry to win MVP, and it's obvious that those things have come to fruition where it doesn't look like any of these things are going to happen. It's even looking like Steph Curry won't even be an all-star, which will open up another spot for another player to get in the West. Not only that, he might not even be an all-NBA player, which is the worst case scenario. You don't get no real stats because you're going to miss 3 months probably. And if you do, you might not even get to the All-Star game, let alone the All-NBA team, let alone even just being a lottery team. So this team got the worst hit. Like, this is a team that has such good luck. LeBron James loses Kyrie and Kevin Love. They win their first title. They get Kevin Durant. They get DeMarcus Cousins. But they got unlucky this year, losing DeMarcus, losing Kevin Durant in the playoffs, losing Klay Thompson in the playoffs. Now you done lost Steph Curry. Now a ligament got hurt in Draymond Green hand. He's not going to be able to play next game. D'Angelo Russell got a sore ankle. He's not going to be able to play. So the worst things that can happen, the worst case scenario for a team that's a dynasty, and they have to be called a dynasty because they won more than 2 titles. It literally looks like we don't know where they're going. And a lot of people are saying this is for the better because now they can rest Steph. They can rest Klay for the rest of the season. Don't allow him to come back because what is he going to be really playing for if the Golden State Warriors are not going to really be competitive and they're not going to really be able to win games? And there's no point anyway because even if they do, if he does be able to come back, they're going to be so bad that it's going to be a waste of time of him even coming back. People thought that he should come back closer to the playoffs. But since they so bad and the Steph injury is going to take them out so long, there's no point in even Klay Thompson even coming back this year. And they're not going to make the playoffs, so there's no point because he's not going to be able to play in the playoff game because they're not even going to qualify for the playoffs as of right now for what's going on with them. So this is the situation that I didn't really believe that was going to happen. I felt like they was just too smart of a team and just used to, when you're winning as much like the Spurs to go 20 plus years of making it to the playoffs, that's something to hang your hat on. That's something to be proud of. That's something that other teams like and want to emulate because that's success. You want to be as successful as you can. Yeah, the San Antonio Spurs not a championship team, but they're also not that far away from being a championship team again. Golden State, you get D'Angelo Russell, you re-sign Draymond Green, you re-sign Klay Thompson, you already have Steph Curry locked up for a couple more years. It do start to look like they had a chance to be a future dynasty, but a franchise that can go 5 to 10 years longer after these extensions and really become one of the best teams ever because they have 10 years of dominance of making the playoffs. And it looked like it was getting set up to do that. We knew their bench was weak. We knew their role players was weak. We knew they was hard capped, but it still looked like they will be able to figure it out, especially when Klay comes back. But it just became the complete opposite, and it's kind of crazy that it happened. I'm not a Golden State fan anyway. I'm a Boston fan, but you can't really help but give them credit after the dominance that they have shown going to 5 straight finals and winning 3 of them. So that's something something that we have to give them credit whether we like them or not. That's still a remarkable run. Even Shaq said he didn't even think it would be possible for another team to do it, and they was one of the teams that was able to do it. But now you gotta look at it as a Golden State fan. You're happy that Steph is out because he didn't suffer a game changing injury like the ACL or Achilles. He just had a hand injury, which is going to be surgically repaired, which he got the surgery, and now he just has to focus on staying healthy for next season. And you get a lottery pick. That's one thing that people don't know is when they traded their pick, it was a top 20 protected. Now the fact that they're going to lose so many games and they already got off to a terrible start as is, they're going to get a chance to get a top 15 pick. Well, really top 14 pick, but if that's the case, they can get a guy that can come in and be a starter or be a six man off the bench for a cheap salary because you can sign them to $3 to $5 million deals, and if they're a productive player, they can really give you quality for really nothing. And it really will help them too because they will have other pieces that they can add to their team for cheap salaries, and they can actually have quality players for that price, which is a bargain, and that's why a lot of teams like to draft. But we don't really know what they're going to get in the draft. This is a team that can be a number one pick. This is a team that can get a top 3 to 5 pick in this draft that's coming up. So that can really be a huge boost once they get back fully healthy and be able to attack next season. Plus, what happens with D'Angelo Russell? That's a question that everybody's asking. Everybody wants to know. Now that D'Angelo Russell has played this season, him and Steph didn't look that well together, even though it is in a small sample size, and they're not going to defend well enough together. Plus, we don't really know what Klay Thompson is going to be since he had an ACL injury, which does mess up your lateralness and your leg. So we don't really know how Klay is going to be defensively once he comes back from this injury, let alone if he's going to even be able to be the same Klay that we're used to. So this team went from a team that's a sure thing to not everybody questioning them, and to now we don't know what direction they're going to go in because you don't want to play Draymond Green all season and risk him getting a major injury when he's a part of the piece that you want to continue to win with Steph and Klay. You don't really want D'Angelo Russell to suffer a major injury either because this is a guy that's an asset. He can either become something valuable or he can deteriorate his value by getting an injury, or his play with the Golden State Warriors can be, so bad that people don't look at D'Angelo Russell as the player that he was in Brooklyn, which was the high point of his career. But I really want to see what they decide to do with this team. Do they stay pat? Do they try to trade a couple players for cap space? Do they try to trade Draymond or D'Angelo to get other pieces that can fill out this roster? Do they use the draft pick to, fill out some needs with this roster for cheap salary, like I said before? It's really interesting to see what Golden State can really do and what direction they're really going to go in at the end of the day when it comes to this roster and this team. And I want to see what Steve Kerr does because Steve Kerr, he inherited this roster with a lot of talent and a guy that was already becoming one of the best players and one of the best backcourts in the NBA. He got them when they was already a 50-win team and a team that already had played well in the playoffs. And now he's seeing the dark side of it. This team already started from the bottom when they had Steph and Klay. They built their way back up to the top, and now they got some hits in that foundation. And now I want to see how they're going to react. Now I want to see how they're going to handle it. And now I want to see how they fix this problem that they have right now. And it's out of their control. They couldn't predict that Klay was going to get injured. They couldn't predict that Kevin Durant was going to tear his Achilles. None of these things are their problem or they're doing. It's just about being in an unlucky situation. And you do need luck and you do need help to be successful in the NBA. And they have got their share of help and luck. And now it's time for them to get hit with reality and karma a little bit. And now it's just about how can they get out of this situation? How can they go back to building a championship culture, which they have still, but they ain't going to be able to compete for a championship if they can't stay healthy or they don't have the right pieces to fit. And what do they do with these other guys that hasn't been able to play? Do they take this season as a year to develop them, to build confidence in them, and to pick who they want to keep on the roster long term? Or do they just try to, play whoever they can play? Or do they go to the G League and try to find some pieces in there after the trade deadline and try to see who the young pieces they want to try out in the future, or give them some playing time with the last 20 games to evaluate them as talent and as players. So they got a lot of things they can do. They got a lot of different directions they can take it. Right now, they're in a terrible situation, and their dynasty took a big hit. Now that it looks like they're not going to make it to the playoffs, but it's not about now. It's about the future too. So whatever happens right now can impact the future, but it also can, be irrelevant next year if they can come back and become a contender in the West again, and probably make a big run in the playoffs and in the regular season. But we already knew it was going to be tough without Clay. Now they don't have Steph, and now they got some wear and tear on Draymond and D'Angelo Russell. So we gonna see what they do. I want to know what you guys think. Do you think they should try to trade Draymond? Do you think they should try to shop D'Angelo Russell? Do you think they should just see what they have? Do you think that they just try to lose for the rest of the season, develop some players, and try to get a lottery pick? Whatever you feel as a Golden State fan, as a fan of basketball, or even as a Golden State hater and a person that's happy that they are going through this, whatever you've been thinking about Golden State, let me know in the comment section below. I read every comment. I enjoy what you guys say. I try to make these videos for y'all and for me, and I really want to know what Golden State should do and what you feel about their current situation. Quinn Wade, basketball analysis. I'm going to let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like this video, check out my older videos on my channel. I have many playlists. I break down rookies, I break down players, I break down summer league. I do cover the draft, and I got a mock draft up already. Not only that, I do podcasts, and I also talk about the game of basketball, whether it comes to summer league, free agency, trade deadline, buyouts, and also I cover top 10 discussions and stuff like that. So you like this type of video, you like the NBA, check out my older videos and my playlists. I enjoy making these videos. You guys enjoy watching.